man, deeply religious. How can you be in support of somebody who claims they're Jesus?
When did he say he was Jesus?
Pull the picture up.
You
pull that picture up.
I mean,
he's sitting there in a robe. He got his hands on someone, healing them. Lights coming out of his hands. But he said he meant to be a doctor.
A doctor. Okay, you want to say that right there. You got a niece, right? You got a daughter? You got a daughter?
Yeah.
You got a daughter, right?
No.
You ain't got but you got a niece?
I got a niece.
Okay, you care about and love her, right?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Well, about 35.
Okay, just say when she was 10 years old. You loved her, right? And cared about her, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, she go use the bathroom. Big, grumbly, old, 6'5", 300-pound guy going the same bathroom. And you standing at the door. Oh, baby, Judy go in the bathroom, use the bathroom. I'll be right here. Then you see this big 6'7", 300-pound guy come in and say, oh, what? I don't know if I'm a woman or a man. I'm going in this bathroom right there. Guess what? The person you wanted in and voted for said it was okay. So you tell me what you standing for now.
That part I don't agree to.
Okay,
but,
so what's
you just deflected. You didn't answer his question. You deflected.
Why deflect?
You didn't answer his question.
But my president never said he was Jesus.
I did deflect. I said pull it up. I didn't hear him say that.
And try to sell his own body.
You flipped from what
I was
you could have answered. You could have answered based on if that president did say he was Jesus. Well, no, I don't agree with that. But no, what you did was say, but what about your last?
No,
that's a deflection. That's deflection.
And that's what they do.
A deflection because I didn't answer that way.
That's what you didn't answer his question.
But the point is, I didn't hear him say that.
Okay.
So if he did say that, then I don't agree with that. But the point is, when it comes to putting nothing in a law saying that a man can pick and choose when he want to be a man or a woman and go into the bathroom with a little girl, why am I in the world as a Christian? You're a Christian. You live for God. You think God would approve of that? No. Man go in the bathroom with a man, woman go in the bathroom with a woman. And then you don't what you
Basically, when the truth could be told,
that's the truth.
God don't approve about what any of them do.
Exactly. So why am I going to waver about that?
So why am I going to support one or the other? See, I'm not supporting one or the other. I'm not, because I'm not standing because of what I say against our current administration. Don't take that as meaning that I'm supporting the Democrats, because that's not it at all.
And so I'm kind of like Robert on that. I don't support either one, but I'm gonna say this because I am really, really, I really want somebody to tell me what's the use of Congress and Senate right now.
But see, that's the whole thing.
They're not really doing what they supposed to do.
Exactly. But that's where the problem is. And this is where, originally somebody made a statement about him not being a politician, and so he came in not being a politician. But I'm gonna tell you now, and if you really think about it, and I say this, I'm a government worker. I'm a government worker. So there are things that I have found out and seen in processes and understood that the normal people won't see. And because of the position that I'm in, and I get to be around many different people of all different levels of government. Real estate developers are some of the most political. They're better politicians than the people who get elected, because, and I say this, because when they're all about money, though. See, that's the thing. That's the thing about our current administration. He's about the green, so he's going to do whatever he can. And if you looked at what he's done, he has made his pockets and his family's pockets, even though that's conflict of interest, he's allowed those things to grow. He's done things that no other administration has done, which would have been considered incorrect. He's done those things, and the reason why he's been able to do these things is because he's placed people in position. So if he does something that is against what the law says, who's the one that's going to hold him accountable? The Department of Justice. Well, the Department of Justice is going to follow exactly what he wants to do. So they may know that it's wrong, but they're not going to prosecute him. Now, who's going to hold the Department of Justice to accountability for not following and prosecuting according to the law? Well, Congress is supposed to do it, but Congress, the House and the Senate, are all behind him as well. So those people who are supposed to be there for the checks and balances, and even though Supreme Court, judicial, we have the majority of people that are there are supportive of him as well. So all three branches of government are complicit in his plan. So if nobody's holding each other accountable, they won't stop his agenda, and that's what's happening. But like I said before, he's put people in position so that as he does things, and as a real estate investor, as a real estate developer, this man is the ultimate politician. And I say that, and I'm gonna make it a local thing. I've noticed where developers want to develop a certain area. What they do, they go in and they know that those areas have to be zoned a certain way for them to build on that property and be able to then sell those properties and get their profit. What they do, those developers go to the zoning meetings. They're there. They're finding out all the information. They have then given to certain political parties, certain politicians, and if to their campaigns, they get elected. Well, hey, I'm one of your donors. Now, whenever those votes come up about rezoning and things, they look at that developer more favorably. We can say it's not supposed to happen, but it has happened. Even Patrick Cannon, former mayor pro temp, he went to prison over it. So there's things that they do. So when people say Trump is not a politician, I digress. He's one of the most political politicians there is out there, because he knows all the ways to get politicians to do what he wants because of his money. Only color that he like, he's not for the red, white, and blue. He is for green. He is for green.
Now I agree with some of that. I'm gonna say this right here, and it again, the government it is, how can I say, and
they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, they're not. They're really not. But they have never done what they were supposed to do, because in our government, it's legal to bribe people. That's all lobbyists do.
Right.
They bribe people, and then everybody else can go to jail for it in their positions.
Yep.
But the Senate and the Congress, they can take bribes when they're supposed to represent people.
Well, not bribes. They're donations. Yeah. They're campaign donations.
There we go. There we go with that wordplay again, Robert.
No,
I know you're not. I know you're not doing it, but
that's how they put it. It's a campaign donation,
and we need to stop collecting money for campaigns then, because what we're doing, we're selling positions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's
we're selling votes.
That's why we can't see the kingdom come to pass the way it's supposed to come to pass, and you'll never see it in this government because of the corruption that is built in this government.